Alright, I'm just going to talk you through this game from the start. I've gone through every race again, so I can show you all this. Okay, once you've installed it correctly, just go into your game. Now, this is the PC version, and it has only one cheat on it I've discovered, which I'm going to tell you about in a minute. Now, what I've done is I've completely reloaded the game, and I've won every course from the beginning, and just showing the best tactic of how to do it. Now, for record purposes, the cheat code, which is, we will probably all know, Shift F4 plus 4, with the F4 and the 4 done together. It is, although it is considered cheating, I consider it applicable on this game, simply because our standards are done with all the best parts anyway. So basically, obviously, tournaments are primary mode. Now, okay, I've done all the new times again, so these are all new times. Okay, so it's been a training course. You want to use Anakin Skywalker up to Sunken City, I think. Yeah, that's right. You use Bullseye and Navwar for the rest of the courses. That's the best tactic I found. You shouldn't have to upgrade anything through the whole section. You should be able to complete every track if you're skilled enough, just without any upgrades. If you can't do this, then you can upgrade a little bit, or you can use the Shift F4 plus 4 to get you some cash. So that's the times I've got for that. I'm just going to go through the Speedway. It's quite an easy track. It's not that time on there. Obviously, you've got the mirror option now. You've done that. Speed is wide. Right, these are all amateur courses. There's not much really to talk about on them, but these are the times that I've produced with Raw Podracer. So no upgrades whatsoever. Anakin Skywalker. Now, obviously, you can just upgrade these again and beat them again, or use a different Podracer, but I don't see any point in that. So. Vengeance. Now, just be careful of the tunnel there. Now, that has a route you should take, so you take the left option first, and then as you get to your next section, and you go right, so you go left then right, just remember that. Go up to the middle tube. Remember, in general, you need to remember it tests more so on this skill level control of boosting, or sudden thrusting, because if you don't use that boosting properly, then you will overheat too often and it becomes inefficient, so you have to use a timed effort for that. Sunken City, obviously you get Bullseye then, so he's the best Raw Pod racer by far, I've discovered, so you should win everything else by Bullseye. Hence the times in general are probably better than the ones that I've just done here, so I'll just show you the times I've got here. Howler Gorge, look for the shortcut. Scrapper's Run isn't an easy course, so just be careful though. Juga Challenge, just mind that crane, just be careful of that. I also discovered the longest course is the Gauntlet by a process of the fact that by using the same pod racer in the same conditions. Yeah, Brew Coast, just be careful with that one. Bumpy's Breakers, now you can't do the shortcut anyway for this. Now the reason I've done this partly is so that I can set my times more accurately for the full course records, so I'm going to try and beat those first and then see what I can do after that with the other races. So this is Executioner. Again, be careful of that. Now the routes doesn't really matter too much, you can obviously slide out into that section, but it shouldn't really matter that much. It doesn't really make any significant difference in time. But if you don't like the UVO4 tubes, then I suggest you go down the straight path. It makes it a little bit more easier. It doesn't make much difference. Suburban's Legacy. Again, I've just done full course for this one. So Grapevine is a comfortable one. Assuming you know how to take all the bends, then that's quite an easy course, because it's obviously designed to be a little slow because of all the bends on it. You should be able to take all of those at full speed if you've practiced. And don't be mad to run again like Howler Gorge, take the shortcut. Death Rose Revenge, that's probably the toughest course to win without any upgrades, that I would say. So if you can do that, then you're pretty much an elite skill level, I'd say. Just be careful of the jump at the end, that kills you easily. Okay, Fire Mountain Rally, that really tests your bends ability, particularly this section here. So again, just be careful of that, you should be able to get through it. Bunter Classic, I suppose, is probably the what would you call it, the landmark ability, so if you can win that, then you're probably the elitist, or at least so an expert level if you can do that. So now, and the Prime Centrum, now again, that is an easy course as long as you know the route, so make sure you obviously go up the ramp and cut through the shortcut, as you can see in my video, which is, so basically you take the, first of all you take the right fork, then you go left through that icicle, and then you go left or right up the ramp. Doesn't really make that much difference. I've practiced going the left way, so I do it that way. I went full speed all the way around that course again. So Abyss, now that's not an easy course if you're not careful. You need to be very good at taking the top bends down the top ramp. So Gauntlet is the longest course on here. I just stick to the full course for this. I don't even take the allowable shortcuts. It doesn't account for a freestyle because it's you run out of boost too often, so I don't suggest you do that, or not up to now anyway. And then of course you've got Inferno. So that's what I've done so far. Thanks.